Okay guys, I hope that the last homework that you did or from the last lesson went okay. We'll discuss any questions that you have on, when do I see you next week? Tuesday. Because then we're going to get into some pretty cool things. But anyway, the last short lesson that I need to go over with you guys is the angle between two planes. And the formula is simple. It's the arc cosine of the dot product between the normals, so each plane has its own normal. And your formula sheet has the normals m dot n, but you know, this is a picture I pulled off Google, so it has n1, n2, you get it, right? Divided by their respective magnitudes. And that angle is going to be the acute angle between 0 and 90 degrees, okay? So what I want you to realize is that the angle between two planes, that's absolutely equal to the angle between the lines with direction vectors m and n, or n1, n2. All right, so anyway, these are lines with direction vectors n1 and n2, and the angle between those two lines is equal to the angle between the two planes. Okay, you don't really have to think about it too much, but I mean, you're going to have to know how to find the angle between it is pretty much what you guys are going to have to do. And, you know, you can think beyond that if you like, and you should, but if you're not interested, you really don't need to know that much more about it. So anyway, you're going to be asked to find the angle between two planes. And in this case here, we're given two planes. So this is just an example from the book. And you know, the normal here is 2, -1, 1, and the normal for the second plane is -1, -3, and then there's no alpha here, so it'd be a 0. And if we cross those two normals, then we get the normal vector -6, 2, 3. So I'm crossing, and I'm sorry, I forgot the beta, which is 1, 0, and 2. If I cross those two vectors, sorry, we get the other normal vector. So when I go ahead and I dot those two normals, like I have here, and I didn't work it out because that's easy enough, divided by the respective magnitudes, and make sure, you know, you take the absolute value. Then you can just throw that in your calculator and get the angle between the two vectors. So I assigned page 603, 1 through 5 all, so you can have a nice relaxing Friday. And you know, on some of these problems you're going to have to do a little bit more work because they're going to give you points, and you have to convert them into vectors, and then you have to convert them into equations, and blah blah blah. But anyway, try those 5. 5's probably a little more challenging. Try those, and then we'll go over any questions you have between this and the last lesson in homework on Tuesday. Okay, so have a good weekend. Hope this helps, and see you then.